The other big question is, what about international? Can I still send items internationally? Are you experiencing changes, delays to the delivery procedures?
Yeah.
What's happening around the world if I'm shipping internationally?
Yeah, so obviously many countries going through a similar challenge to what we are, and so we've seen two key things, I think, internationally. So one is countries taking particular measures themselves. So whether that's through lockdown or through not accepting items and their own challenges in processing. And the other one is one of capacity and supply and demand, quite frankly. So obviously commercial air travel, passenger air travel has reduced vastly, and you and your audience will be well aware that an awful lot of parcels and freight move around on passenger airlines in the normal way of things. And so where flights are grounded, capacity has been reduced. So there's a couple of things there, really. One is, yes, still send internationally. On our website, we've been updating the countries where there is either additional restrictions or delays for some. And for our account customers, our business customers who might have been experiencing price increases because of capacity, we've been in communication with them too. But the flow, same as we've said in the UK, the flow still exists, it still remains. And then it's just a question of, once it's in country, what are the delays like because of what's going on the ground? And that's a moving feast, Chris. I'm not sure we'd have enough time to cover every country's permutation, unfortunately. But you'll see what everybody else sees in the press regarding Italy and Spain, for example, America being in the challenges that it's in. Some of the smaller countries that you might not consider, who have put some very particular lockdown arrangements in and are holding items for delivery. But all of that information is available on the website and is updated as soon as we're updated. Do continue to send, but do definitely check what's happening in the country before you do make that decision.
Amazing. And it's great to see that stuff's still moving. So I've got a question about pickups for businesses that remain open and usually have them. Can you still pick up? Do they need to drop them off themselves? And I think it's also worth asking, what happens to a business that maybe has to shut for a couple of days or a week, normally had a collection and now comes back? How do they pause their collection and get it restarted? Can they pause it and get it restarted?
Yeah, so we're experiencing that all the time. So to answer the first question, Chris, yes, still collect. So if you already had a scheduled collection, wherever possible, that's business as usual. We're experiencing a couple of things. So one, which you refer to, some companies are vastly reduced volumes or stopping altogether. And our collection planners and frankly the postmen and women on the ground have been working together to feed that insight back, and the account team are trying to speaking to customers wherever possible. So the big ask from us is, if you've got those types of changes, let us know. So whether that's your account manager or by contacting our customer services team, or if all else fails, when you see your postie in the street, which you will because they're still out there, give them the thumbs up and let them know what's going on so they can let their local teams know. We've seen the other impact as well, Chris, which is customers who've seen a huge uplift in their volumes, and where we might have collected 1 or 2 Yorks or 3 or 4 bags of mail and parcels before, and that might have doubled or tripled or quadrupled in some places. So the same ask from us is, please let us know as early as possible, because capacity is the key there. If we collect a huge amount from the first collection point, of course that has an impact further on down the collection driver's route. That said, yes, can continue to drop the mail off in the mornings, and some customers will have arrangements with their local centres already, which are still in place to drop mail off. So all of that still stands, and all we really ask for is that insight and forewarning wherever it's possible if things are going to change, and a bit of understanding and working with us if we can't meet the requirement there and then. We are starting to see businesses come back full time, as it were, who may have shut for a short period of time. So we're getting those collections back on board as quickly and as possible as we can.